Microphone check, testing. Qapla, everybody. It's Deep Space Nine, Wednesday, and it is January 15th, 2020. Qapla. And thank you all for getting here, and thank you for putting up with the music, the music before we start streaming. I've got to figure something out. Something that we'll all enjoy. You know, I wish I could license a good Sinatra song. Maybe I should look into that. Maybe they'll take pity. Anyway, Yosef was early as usual and says Shadow is the name of his cat because today's episode of Deep Space Nine is Shadowplay. It is the 16th episode of the second season. And I'm going to be upfront with you guys. It's kind of a filler episode. I mostly remember, at least I remember the A plot, or maybe it's the B plot. I remember one of the plots. The plots where they're off the station. I assume that's the A plot. I remember that one pretty well. I forgot the B plot. Whatever is happening on the station, I don't remember. What happens off the station, I remember pretty well. It was okay. It's Star Trek. I liked it. It keeps me interested the first couple of times I see it. Would I skip it if I was rewatching Deep Space Nine? No, I don't skip any episodes when I rewatch Deep Space Nine. However, some people have suggested that we should skip it. But I, to that, say no, every episode. We do not leave a single episode behind here. That's not the point. We're rewatching all of Deep Space Nine, not just the best of Deep Space Nine. The best of Deep Space Nine is its whole other thing. We're watching all of Deep Space Nine. And by far, this is not the worst episode of Star Trek. It's just not the best episode of Star Trek. It's a decent Trek episode. Certainly on par with your average TNG episode, in my opinion. I'm not going to say it's terrible. Oh, Mama Pray never got notification, but we've got 15 people here. So, I guess most people got notification. Maybe Mama Pray's been unsubbed. Like Nerdrotic was unsubbed from me. And so I had to remind him on his stream today to please resub. Because he had been unsubbed. Now, how did I know he unsubbed? Because Nerdrotic does Patreon-only streams. Even if you only give him $1 a month, you can get on his Patreon-only stream. Huh? Oh, you are subscribed. Okay. So he had did a Patreon-only stream overnight. So this morning I watched it, and he showed off I think he said 111 people he was subscribed to. And it went from Anti-Tracker and some other A's. And then there was like no B's. It went right to the C's. So there was alphabetical order. But Berto Prey 5 wasn't there. And if I had been awake at the time he was streaming, I could have just put in the chat, "Hey, Dreadic, why aren't I listed?" And he would have been like, "Oh shit, I got unsubscribed." Because I know he's been subscribed. He's commented on stuff before that he was subscribed. Oh, a lot of people didn't get the notification today. No, that sucks. Chrono says, I didn't get one either. Anti-Tricker was 30 minutes late. Yeah, his notification late. Thomas says, Bird of Prey, are you going to do a subscribe star stream? I know I took that out of, I will get to all the comments before this. I took that out of order. Thomas, I will. I mean, right now I think we've got six subscribe star members. So I just don't know when when I could do one that everyone would be there for. If we only get 3 out of 6, it seems, I mean, I don't mind doing it if there's demand. But, you know what? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will put up on Subscribe Star, see if there's a day a day and time everybody's around, and we'll organize one. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, why not? It doesn't hurt. I certainly, I wish I could do more for my Subscribe Star patrons. I try to give early videos when possible. If I'm not uploading the video immediately, if it's going to be up for, if I'm done with a video before I want to release it, then I'll put it on, I'll release it early to the Subscribe Star patrons. Sometimes for a day, sometimes for less, sometimes for 2 days, but that's rare. And I thank them every so often, but I wish there was definitely more I could do. If a subscriber only stream is something that would be interested in, I honestly didn't think people would be at this point, but if it's something that interests you, we will look into it. We will try to make that happen. So Joseph Petrick calls first, a few minutes early. Cinnabon Bunny says hello. I say hi. And Twitch Cinnabon Bunny reminded me that I forgot to change the category of the stream. It was still listed as a Grand Theft Auto 5 stream. So I had to change it back to entertainment. Thank you, Cinnabon. Thomas Potts says hi. Thomas was first after I actually went live. Shronmore says, greetings, Bird of Prey, Mama Prey, and fellow nerds. Greetings, Shronmore. John the former peasant's in the house. Hello, John the former peasant. Light with Matthews, because Qapla, Bird of Prey, and all. Happy DS9 Wednesday. I knew the rumors of you not doing today's stream was fake news. What rumors? Who was putting out rumors I wasn't doing today's stream? That's probably Turtistan. I bet that was Turtistan. Hector says, hola, and by the way, we have to all thank Life with Matthew, because when we do today's stream, there's going to be a little bit of a difference. That's thanks to Life with Matthew. So keep an eye out. Hector says, hola, Life with Matthew sound is good, thank you. Thomas Potts says, what happened to Anti-Trekker? He just disappeared. Thomas, I'll be honest, I couldn't watch the end of Anti-Trekker's stream. Camille was here this time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in general. 3 to 4 p.m. is the worst time for me. And I've told him that. And I mean, I was able to help him get the stream off the ground at the very last minute. Had he waited 5 minutes longer, I wouldn't have been able to help him even get the stream started. And by help him, because it's easier for me, I know how to. I'm the one who sends the emails to everyone who's a member, a subscriber of antitrekker.com, and I post it on antitrekker.com in the patron-only stream thread. So I do those two things for Anti-Trekker, and I usually remind him to post to Patreon, though today he did remember on his own. After that, I really don't need to do anything. He can stream he can stream without my help. But he pushed it today. And I honestly didn't even think he was going to go on, and like 2 minutes after was already a bad time. He's like, "Oh, I wanted to stream today." Okay. So I asked Camille. She was able to wait a couple extra minutes while I got everything set up. Anti-Tracker Ed Nerdrotic did speak today, but he mentioned that on his stream. Because right after Anti-Tracker's stream ended, Nerdrotic was streaming. So I went over there, and apparently so did Anti-Tracker. So they did talk, although there's not a specific date yet when Anti-Tracker will be on Nerdrotic. They did get to speak and get past whatever was going on earlier today, which is good, because I want them both to be able to talk to each other. And I think some YouTubers, not me, but some YouTubers are quick to send the bad news or try to make mountains out of molehills. Molehills? Molehills. They're molehills, right? What the hell's a mole, right? Moles make hills. Mountains out of molehills. Yosef says Mambo because of that music. Sci-Fi Nation says, greetings, Bird of Prey, Mama Prey, Sassy O Prey, and fellow nerds. Greetings, Sci-Fi Nation. Sharon Moore says, greetings to Sassy, chaser of Klingons, eater of Packlids, stalker of Andorians, defiler of Vulcans, and scourge of Cardassia. Oh, those poor Vulcans, T'Pol. T'Pol is being defiled. Wesley Crusher says, at first, I was wondering what the hell that music was. It's the music I picked. That's going to be the theme music, if everybody doesn't hate it. Aberjam says, McClunky, Aberjam. Aberjam has been working tirelessly on the Krogan National Anthem. And he got it to me, and now I have to put it to video, which is going to take me a little bit longer than I thought, because I was busy today, but maybe by tomorrow stream, hopefully by tomorrow's stream, we will have the Krogan National Anthem courtesy of Aberjam. Shromore says 5x5 bird. Thank you, Shromore. And says, remember to switch to live chat. I switched to live chat on the tablet. I did not switch to live chat on the computer. Thank you. Thank you. Where are we? Wesley Crusher says, what episode today, Bird? I said it a little earlier, but it is Shadowplay, the 16th episode of the second season, right after Paradise. So if you guys are going to watch it, queue it up now. As usual, if you want to watch with me one time, only while I'm live, it'll work. If you go to birdofprey5.com, you click on the link towards the bottom for the BOP5 screening room. You'll be able to watch it live as I watch it through your web browser. Keep YouTube open in the background because you won't be able to hear my commentary through that page. You'll only be watching the video, the episode with me. And once this is over, once this live stream is over, that gets deleted. You can't watch it again. So hopefully you have your own copy. And worst, you can't watch it with me and you don't have your own copy. In the bottom corner, the bottom right corner, there will be screenshots from the episode so you can follow along. And those screenshots have been enhanced with Life with Matthew's newest technology. Although actually he's had it out for a while, but I haven't been able to get it to work until yesterday. So now we will have crossfades between the scenes. It'll just make it even more interesting than, individual still frames. And hopefully keep the copyright bots further away. We might be able to enlarge it at some point, but not today. Abajam says, do you need some kind of anthem for your intro, Bird? You know, Abajam, I don't know if the anthem will be appropriate for the intro. I wish it would be, but it might be a little much. We will be playing the anthem, but I don't think it's going to work for the intro. Dan23 says, hi, Birdo Prey 5. Welcome, Dan23. Yosef, maybe we will just do it for the intro. Yosef says, S2 E16. Wesley, thank you. John DeMarco says, hello to everyone. Wesley, Bird of Prey, for once I can watch the episode with you. Very cool, Wes. Thank you. Dan23 says, is this the episode where Odo is going to a planet and people are disappearing? It is indeed. Yes, it is. Kronos is Qapla, Bird o' Prey, Mom o' Prey, Minions o' Prey, etc. o' Prey. What did I miss? Nothing, Kronos. We're just getting started. And Kronos wants me to skip this episode. Can't skip it. Yeah, Sci-Fi Nation, hashtag no episode left behind. No Deep Space Nine episode left behind. Because if it was Discovery, we would be skipping. Yosef says, Bird of Prey, soon you should have the anthem. That could be your pre-stream music. You're right. We might do it. I have to double check with Aberjam just how confident he is that music is absolutely an original work of art and can't possibly be claimed as copyright by anyone, anywhere. Aberjam says, A plots, B plots, why do you keep plotsing, Bird? Well, they got into this whole A plot, B plot thing. I gotta recognize it. John DeMarco says, this episode is a masterpiece compared to the drivel we're given these days. Absolutely. I mean, compared to anything we've seen in the last 3 years from CBS, this is like the greatest episode of Star Trek, if compared to anything put out in 3+ years now at CBS All Access. Dan23 did not get a notification. Sorry about that. Actor says, Bird is confident in his abilities to make even the most boring DS9 episode somewhat palatable. I just don't think it's going to be terrible. Kronos didn't get one either. Anti-Trek was 30 minutes late. Thomas says, what is Bird of Prey doing? When are you doing a subscribe star stream? I answered that. John DeMarco says, I think this episode has some good character development. 09A team did get a notification. Very cool. Thank you. Sci-Fi Nation got the notification too. I got the notification for you, Bird, and so did Joseph and Shromore. Okay, so just a few people. Dan23 says, I was watching another video, found it boring. I pressed the subscriptions button, and the video came up. This was. Oh, very cool. Aberjam says, on Nerdrotic Subs, you were looking for Bird o' Prey 5 when you should have been looking under D for Dictator. No, that's not how it goes. Kronos, I finally got notified. Very cool. John DeMarco got the notification. Kronos, I just don't trust YouTube. Period. Yeah, nobody should. Sci-Fi Nation says, I want my $5 worth, Bird of Prey. Well, thank you. Sci-Fi Nation is a subscriber. So we will get him his $5 worth. You will have satisfaction, Sci-Fi Nation. Joseph says, hi, Joe, Mamo Prey, Sassio Prey, and the flock. Thank you. Welcome. Dan23 says, on my Android phone, a notification at the top of the screen. On my Android phone, a notification on the top screen, or you drag the top of the screen down, and then YouTube notifications can be there. I don't have notifications turned on my phone because I hate when my phone beeps and it's not like something urgent. It's not a phone call or an emergency. I don't want my phone beeping. Thomas says, we all want more Bird. Wow, that is hard to believe. Wesley Crusher says, Bird is so far behind in the chat. Oh my god. This is a Deep Space Nine stream. It's not supposed to get far behind in the chat. Not till the episode starts. John DeMarco says, Bird is always behind in the chat. Kronos says, only 8 minutes. in and Bird is 20 minutes in chat debt. Oh, Wesley Crutches is Bird of Prey. I sent you into space riding a chair. I watched, I don't know if it's this morning's stream. I watched you trying to send me into space on a bed. It didn't work out well, but I survived every attempt. Cronus' Bird can't remember the launching. The bonk on the head made him forget. Oh, Wesley's. Shromore says, come on, ethnic nerds. Hit the like button. What does it to do with ethnic nerds? Hit the like button. And if you're not already, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification for your Bird of Prey live streams and uploads. Thank you. Yes. Actor says, I doubt that would be technically riding a chair, Wes. Sci-Fi Ninja says, I didn't get notification for anti-tracker subscriber only stream. Son of a bitch. It should have gone to your email if you subscribe on antitracker.com. It should have gone to your email. So if you are a subscriber on antitracker.com and you didn't get it, please do let me know, either in the stream or off the stream, and I'll double check your email is correct for your account. Surf Trictronics is Deep Space Birds. Joseph says, Wesley, you need to finish your stream. I finished my last call 90 minutes ago. It's 11:20 p.m. here. Corono says, Molehills. No, not Molehills. Molehills. Or Molehills. Or Mohills. Thomas, it sounds like you're setting Nerdrotic and Anti-Trigger on a date. They might go out and enjoy a nice bottle of, well, no, I was going to say, enjoy a nice bottle of wine, but Nerdrotic doesn't drink anymore. So I guess he'd be a cheap date. Sci-Fi Nation says it's Frank and Freddy date, Thomas. No, let's not go there. Actor says, oh wow, Joseph. Actor says, are you getting, rantitis from watching too much Bird? No, not yet. Thomas Lowell's the Sci-Fi Nation. Aberdeen says Kurogan Ministry of Propaganda and Thought Correction did a number on my lyrics. Yeah, well, Aberjam's initial lyrics needed significant editing to become the Kurogan national anthem. And I thanked him because I honestly didn't think he would put in the time. I felt bad even telling him, but the initial lyrics, they were not up to Kurogan standards. That's not to say Aberjam didn't do an excellent job. Had they been Turdistan's national anthem, I think it would have been great. Like, I did think the Turdistan national anthem he did was great. But for Kurogan standards, not only are they high, they have to be exceptional. So it's not enough that it's good. It's got to be amazing. So Aberjam, under my direction, was able to raise his initial draft from good through very good to excellent to Kurogan, the highest of highs. So, congratulations, Aberjam. Rock Solid says, Dear Bop, not today, Rock Solid. Thomas Potts says, we already heard the Kurogan national anthem. No, what you heard was the Bird national anthem. That's Birdo number 5. That's my own song. Like my theme song is Birdo number 5. The Kurogan national anthem will be forthcoming. Kronos' Bird doesn't rant. It's mostly squawking. Joseph says, Hector, you're clearly on your computer. And lol, yes, I am slowly being damaged. Sci-Fi Nation says, Hail Kuroga, Hail Kuroga. Rockside says we might be able to enlarge it someday. Sounds like Birdo Prey needs some blue chew. Sci-Fi Nation says I might be able to enlarge it someday, but not today. Birdo Prey 5, 2020. Kronos says, Birdo Prey, what does the Kurogan salute look like? I think it's just like a Qapla sign, like Klingons doing a Qapla. That's the Kurogan. Although, Hail Kuroga is just like a fist in the air. So I guess Qapla and Hail Kuroga. So You go down, you go over, and you go up. There you go. That's the official Kurogan salute. Rock Solid says, Sci-Fi beat you to it. Sci-Fi Lowell's. Trek 95 says, Bird of Prey. Hello, Bird of Prey and all. Qapla Trek 95. Chief Cook says, hi guys, welcome Chief Cook. Dan23 says, Anti-Trekker. Is Anti-Trekker here? The actor who plays Odo was in an Enterprise episode. Very similar plot to this episode. Yes, he was, but I'm Bird of Prey 5, not Anti-Trekker. Yes, Rene Auberjonois was in an Enterprise episode that was quite similar. And, yeah. I don't want to give away the entire episode for people. I mean, I imagine everybody's seen the episode, but I don't want to give everything away. Cronus is Bird of Prey. You better play the show. The nerds are flowing in. Yeah, we should. We should. We got 25 people here. Okay, let's skip through some of this chat. One more time. This is season 2, episode 16, Shadowplay. And if you don't have your own copy, you can watch it with me on birdofprey5.com. Go to the BOP5 screening room, and it will play, and you'll be able to watch it. Leave YouTube window open so you can hear my commentary, because you will not hear it in the Bird of Prey 5 screening room. You'll only be able to watch the episode. Trek 95 says, greetings, Sci-Fi Nation. Okay, I'm not going to say the hellos to everybody. Aberdeen says, I have no idea how safe that music is, but you could just stop using it if you get a strike. Kuroga bends to no ban. Yeah, but if I get it, I have to take down my videos, and I don't want to. The thing is, Aberjam, the risk is not that if they strike it the day I use it, I don't really care. The problem is if I use it for a year, and then they come and they strike every one I've made for a year, I could lose a year's worth of videos because I start each video with it. Now, technically, YouTube has things that could go back and edit the music out, but, I mean, imagine having to manually edit 365 videos or more. I mean, if I'm on YouTube for 2 years, they could be 2 years of videos. So that's why if I can't get an absolute certification that music was original, because it said at the beginning that this music was created using, I don't know, Music Player or whatever. So if it was original, then it's one thing. But if it wasn't original, if it was music that was taken from somewhere else, I'll play it. I'll play the thing from time to time, but I can't use it on every video I put out, because that's saying, not every. I'm like, if they copyright notice it in a day or 2 days or 3 days, that's not a big deal. It's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I'm worried that I go 6 months, I go a year, I go 2 years, and then somebody says, oh, that music is mine, and they can prove it, and then I'm effed. Then we're all effed. So if it's not 100% authentic, your music, we'll still play it. I mean, I'll play it, once a week or something. People can hear it. It'll be fun. Yes, we'll rally behind it, but I can't use it on every stream. That's the difference. That's the hesitation. The music I use now, I'm paying a license for, so I can use it on every stream. Don't have to worry about it. That's the difference. And, it sucks, but that's the world we live in. Joseph says, Erica put together a list of movies for 2020. 14 titles on it. We already saw Knives Out, a very good movie. Actually, Bad Boys next week. Very cool, Joseph. Roxanne says, remember, smash that like button, share via socials, join the subscribe star, or donate if you can. Make sure you're still subscribed, set chat to live, and visit my community tab for Mrs. Rock Solid Day. Very cool. Rock Solid Productions is having a Mrs. Rock Solid Day. So we're going to have to check that out. Actor says a bird doesn't like beeps. Strange. Do you chirp and tweets? A bird that doesn't like beeps. Actor says as much as I hate Rion, Roundhead Knives Out was very good. Yes, you're getting impatient. Fine. You're getting impatient. Roxas says anti-triggers Vimeo is hot poop. Odega Outlaw says, hail Bird of Prey, welcome. Okay, I'm skipping over some comments if it doesn't have at Bird of Prey 5 in it. Wesley says, get on with it. Cinnabon says, Bird of Prey. What did Cinnabon say? Bird of Prey, getting tired of hearing Dax say Stardate in the endless loop. What do you mean saying Stardate in the endless loop? Are you on... If you're on the... Oh, you're on the Bird of Prey 5 viewing room? You shouldn't be hearing it at all. I had it paused. Mr. Captain says, Bird of Prey, I thought the anthem was I'm Too Sexy. No, that's just me. Corona says, I haven't watched an episode of DF9 until you've seen Bird of Prey 5's live stream. Rock said, Bird of Prey, you got to match content, not a copyright strike. You're right. You are right, Roxanne. Although, to be honest, I could get a copyright strike. I wouldn't know what I got. If I got a copyright strike, the channel's gone. If I got 3 copyright strikes, the channel gets deleted. It's dead. It's over. Goodbye. If I get a matched content ID, then they just claim the video. They could block the video, or they could put ads on the video, and they take all the money from the video ads. Which, if that's what most people do, is they just take money from the ads, which isn't end of the world stuff, but it's just very annoying. But the problem is, you have no way of knowing, and they have the absolute right to say, I don't want your money, I want to copyright strike you. 3 copyright strikes, your channel dies. That's it, you're done. Kicked off, all content deleted and removed, and you're done. So you don't have a way of knowing which they're going to do. And they might take the money for the first 10 or 20 or 30 episodes, and then if you keep doing it, they say, I get tired of this, you shouldn't be using my music, and they'll just start striking you. Multi-Gunman says, Bird of Prey, how's it going? It's going good, Multi-Gunman. Rock Solid, Bird of Prey won't get taken down. You don't know, Rock Solid, because anybody who has the power to monetize the music has the power to send a copyright strike. It is 100% their option, and I'm sure you know it's going on right now between a very big channel called MXR Productions or something and Junka Media. A lot of YouTubers are talking about it. This channel's got 850,000 subscribers, and this company that owns a lot of viral videos, they were charging Junka Media for using their videos, because they were charging this other channel for using their videos, but this other channel stopped paying, and so and didn't see, the thing is, Junkin, apparently if you get permission before you use it, Junkin's fees are pretty reasonable, but if you don't get permission, their fees are really high. And so the channel paid a couple of the really high fines, if you will, but now they're in a position where Junkin says, if you don't pay us $1,500 a video, we're going to copyright strike you. And that's technically not illegal. It's shitty business, but it's technically not illegal, and it's not against YouTube's terms of service. So you could be in a position where they could legally blackmail you for money, because they know if they give 3 copyright strikes, that's the death of your channel. So you unless you know for certainty, which you never do, what a company's going to do, you should not be using copyrighted music. It's very, very rare. I use it. And if I do use it, I don't use them all from the same company. Because if one company decides to do a copyright strike, your channel will survive. But if you use the same audio in 5 different videos and they're all from the same company, and they just say, let's strike every one, no, then your channel doesn't survive. Wesley is done watching the episode, I'm sure. Kronos is Bird of Prey, you're just going to misread chat, you might as well skip them all. Wesley is Bird of Prey, you can always make Bird of Prey 6 a channel. And I have the Bird of Prey 5X channel, which is where, like I did for the Mambo number 5, Birdo number 5 parody, I use the Mambo number 5 music on the Bird of Prey 5X channel release. Whereas the release I did on the Bird of Prey 5 channel didn't have any background music at all. So yes, that's the way we do it. Okay. So we're getting started right now. 5 seconds, maybe a little longer. Bring up your videos. Get them queued up. We are paused at the very, very beginning of the episode. So we're 0 seconds in to a, let's see, what's it, a 45 minute, 45 minutes and 26 seconds episode about. So, yeah. Cinnabon says I couldn't get it to stop. It did finally. Okay. Okay, so we're going to hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. Science officer's log. So, Dax and Odo are out in the Gamma Quadrant. So, Jadzia's talking to Odo. He's giving him a bunch of gossip about some relationships. So Odo's still talking about the foolish humanoid preoccupation with true love. And Jadia says, sometimes we don't even see true love, even when it's staring us right in the face. So Jadzia is saying there's a woman who's been coming to the security office quite a bit. And Odo saying, you've been implying Lyceria Arvin is interested in me? And Odo says, ridiculous. He would have noticed, he said. And Jadzia says, exactly. And Odo says, you have to be mistaken. And Jadzia says, how can you be so sure? And Odo says, because women don't react to me in that way. And Jadzia is saying, so you're saying you never had a female friend? And he's like, you're my friend. She means, you mean an intimate friend. She's basically asking Odo if he's a virgin. And he's saying that's very personal, which means yes. Because, let's face it, what else are you going to say? You know, in high school, yeah, I didn't mind admitting it. But after high school, yeah, that's a personal question. Although, I bet Jadzia would see what Odo had going for him. He's just not interested in that at this point. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, probably 1,000 of us nut jobs would resub to a new channel if you made one. But Bird of Prey 5X only has like 50 or 60 subscribers. So if you want to resubscribe to a channel I've made, resubscribe to Bird of Prey 5X. because it's barely. I don't even think we've hit 100. I don't think we're near 100 subscribers. So they beamed down. They were getting these unusual readings, and they beamed down to a settlement, which they just don't mind walking around at night, and they found the source of the field. It's a matter-antimatter reactor. And Odo wisely suggests we leave before they're discovered. And then he looks over his head and he sees somebody holding a phaser to them. Sci-fi, Odo has the hots for Kira, not Dax. That's true. I'm just saying that Dax is the kind of woman who wouldn't mind experimenting with a shapeshifter. I mean, obviously, Odo has some advantages to certain women that any humanoid would just not be able to match. So I think Dax would take it as a challenge. Multi-Gunman has to go now, guys. Take care, Multi-Gunman. Yosef says, Dan23, I was afraid for Bird as he did the chair live stream at the fair for some reason. You were afraid for me? Well, what did you think was going to happen? Dan23 says, I know someone who did a YouTube video recording themselves walking down a road, and there was a song being played by a person in the car, and the video got a lot of trouble because the music was featured. Oh, yeah, because of the music at the fair. I got it. YouTube has, in the last 3 months, what they claim, they've taken away the financial incentive of claiming small amounts of music that incidentally appear in videos. Does that mean that you can't? No, I mean, you can still, I mean, it is completely legal that if I'm walking down, if I'm sitting in front of my house and a kid comes down or a car passes with the radio blasting and I record 8 seconds of a Justin Bieber song, the music company that owns the Justin Bieber song could block my video, take all the money my video makes, or copyright strike the channel. Should they? No. But legally, they could. Then it would be my responsibility to fight them in court. If I had a halfway competent lawyer, I should win. But who's got the time and money for that? Not me. Okay, so Quark and Kira, this is the B plot. So with Odo off the station, Kira is picking up the slack. Odo tells Kira to keep an eye on Quark. Yeah, she's saying, if you were going to get away with anything with Odo not here, think again. She's watching him, and she knows that his cousin beamed away. And he says, Major, you make it seem like you don't like me. And she said, don't like you. You collaborated with the Cardassians. You cheat your customers. Something else. She's like, I just don't not like you. I despise you. And yet, a little bit of a retcon. We do see in a future episode that when they go back in time, Quark is actually pretty sympathetic, at least a little sympathetic, to the Bajorans. And I think Kira herself owes Quark her life, because Quark lies for her and says that she was working at his bar when she was actually planting a bomb. But so okay, so Jake and Cisco are talking about Jake getting a job, and Jake is saying he wants to work at Quark's. That he could probably get a job at Quark's, And Cisco laughs that off and says, no, you can work for Chief O'Brien. And Jake is like, I don't know anything about that type of stuff. And Cisco's like, no, it'll look great on your entrance, on your application to Starfleet Academy. And so Jake has still not told Cisco that he's not going to Starfleet Academy. So he says he'll try. So this guy and Odo are talking, and Odo says, are you holding us for a crime? He says, did you commit a crime? So this guy doesn't know anything what's going on. Apparently this guy doesn't know what beaming technology is. So Odo says, if we were guilty, we wouldn't even be here, and he'll prove it. And he beams up to the runabout, and he beams back down. So this guy says it's very interesting that Odo can disappear like that, because he's got 22 missing people who've disappeared without a trace. And now Odo's very interested, because Odo... Now, one disappeared 6 hours ago. Jadzia says 6 hours ago we weren't even in the system. And this guy's pissed because he's like, you were my only suspects. Like, how could he? Why would he doesn't even know what a transporter was. A minute and a half ago, the guy was amazed Odo could transport away. And now Odo asks, did you scan for transporter activity? And the guy says it's the first thing he tried. That is Discovery level stupid. Holy shit. I forgot that scene was in this episode. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. How did that get past us all these years? Thank you, Iva Canuck, for subscribing if you're here. Qapla. Well, the guy never heard about transporters. And I was wondering, why are they even telling this guy about being in a different system and taking him back to the station? This guy doesn't seem to even know what the hell space travel is. I mean, he had a phaser, and there was antimatter coming from, reading coming from the whatever the power source was. So I guess technically, if they're using antimatter, I mean, I thought warp drive was the cutoff as to when you could tell another civilization about alien life. So these people don't seem to have warp drive. They have antimatter tech. We're assuming that they have warp drive, so I guess you can tell them about space stations. You're not supposed to tell them about anything about that. So I think they just completely ignored the Prime Directive. Fine. But why would you even ask the guy if he scanned for transporter activity if he didn't know what a transporter was? He's like, oh, he thought it was a parlor trick. He was spooked out. He's like, what's that? What's that? What happened? What happened to your friend? Oh, he'll be right back. And then Odo comes back like, see? I can disappear because I'm Magic Man. Oh, now we have a little girl. Do I have to answer questions? She says, not if I don't want to. Oh, the poor kid's mother's disappeared. The kid says the mother will be back. Where are we? Stromore says, Bird of Prey, Dax is a freak. Odo would have to call for backup. I don't think he would. Kronos says, Bird of Prey, just sub to 5X. Thank you. Sci-Fi, number one Sci-Fi says, Bird of Prey, Dax married Worf because she likes Klingon rough sex. That's probably pretty true. Kronos says it's official, Bird of Prey listens to Bieber. I don't listen to Bieber. Thomas is Bird of Prey. Why did you pick Justin Bieber? Do you think he's hot? No. You're not going to believe this, but a couple of days ago, when I was going through, decompressing as to what went on, in one of my streams, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I got to the point where I had to just say a modern singer, a popular singer, contemporary popular, artist, singer, person. And I didn't know who to say. Like, everyone I was thinking was 20 years old at least, 20 years in the past. Like Britney Spears or something. I mean, I was thinking people who were famous when I was in college. So I was like, holy shit, I honestly couldn't think of anybody immediately. And I don't know who I ended up going with, but it was old. They were already kind of dated. So, as I often do when I replay all the mistakes I've made over the past previous days, in my head, I was like, well, how would I do that over if I had to do it over? I would say, okay, what is a more popular, more contemporary, popular singer? And as I was thinking, a commercial came on TV saying something about Justin Bieber. It was on TMZ for some reason. I was like, oh, Justin Bieber. He's still relevant with the kids, I guess. So I said, okay, if I ever need to use a popular singer's reference, Justin Bieber just went to the top of the list. And here we are another 2 or 3 days later, and I needed a popular singer. And so you got Justin Bieber. And I know you have no reason to believe that, but I also know that is such a crazy story that it has to be true. Because even I couldn't have made that up. That was basically a TMZ commercial 3 days ago, is why you got Justin Bieber today. If it was Katy Perry, you would have got Katy Perry. Joseph says, Bird of Prey, ever heard about transporters like trucks, horses? Yeah. Strummer says, Mama Prey, get the tranquilizer gun. Bird of Prey is on a rant. Rock Solid says, Dear Bop. No, Dear Bop, Rock Solid. Agnes says, oh, an antidote in the middle of the episode. Well, this is a filler episode. It's fine. It's fine. So, Odo and this girl finally try to talk. She wants to answer questions about her mother. Odo says she was the last one to see her. Kid's like, I guess. I mean, maybe you should ask her boyfriend, Tyrone. No, she didn't say that. Oh, so the kid asked, what happened to your face? Odo said, nothing happened to it. I'm just a shapeshifter. The girl's like, what are you talking about, shapeshifter? So she says, so you mean you're a changeling? She's like, but there's no such thing as changelings. They're make-believe. Everyone knows that. Odo says, I'm not make-believe. Prove it. Change into something. And says, later. Maybe later. He wants to talk. She said if she was a changeling, she would change into things all the time. And everybody would be her friend. Odo says, it's not that easy. Saying when he was younger, people were always asking him to change shape. They'd pretend to be his friend, but all they wanted was to see him change shape. Change into an animal. None of them really cared about him. Aw, poor Odo. He was a circus freak. Odo was a circus freak as a kid. Poor Odo. Poor Odo. And in all that time, not one woman took Odo and said, hey, put that shape changing to use. So now she's asking about Odo's parents, and he never met his parents. He's been looking for them for a long time. Gonna take a little bit longer, Odo, to find them. Dan23 says Bird of Prey 5, so he admits he listens only to 90s radio stations. I don't listen to radio stations, period. And all my music is pretty much pre-1990. Much of it is pre-1960. Sci-fi, number one sci-fi is Bird of Prey. If you want to pick a contemporary pop singer, then Ariana Grande is the one to select, not Bieber. Okay, but honestly, if you had asked me to name 100 pop singers, Ariana Grande would not have been in my brain. Yes, I've heard of her because she's the person who was an asshole to somebody at Dunkin' Donuts or something like that. She spit on a donut or something, but that's all I know about her. Oh, and she was briefly engaged to the guy from Saturday Night Live. Like, that's all I know about Ariana Grande. And she would not have been I would never have thought of her name unless you just mentioned it. Rock Solid is a no, dear bops. Actors of Bird of Prey, why are you ignoring the little girl talk? I'm not ignoring, I'm listening. She said that she wants her mommy back. And Odo's like, I'm gonna do everything I can to bring your mommy back. And her dad died too, so she's an orphan. She's an orphan! Odo, take her for the mines! Okay. So we're back. We're back on the station, and Odo's trying to teach Jake about what isolinear rods are. The white ones, the red ones, the blue ones. O'Brien is being extremely patient with Jake. And he's like, I didn't get a handle on this till a year after I joined Starfleet. So Jake's got a comm badge. And Jake is saying, why does everybody assume I'm going to the academy? And O'Brien says, well, you want to, don't you? And then for the first time, Jake says, not really. And O'Brien says, does your father know? And Jake says he doesn't. He wouldn't understand. So O'Brien says, you know what I wanted to be? A musician. He was supposed to be a cello player. Sassy, you're supposed to be a cello player? So he sent a recorded audition to a music academy when he was 17. He got accepted. But he wanted to, but O'Brien wanted to join Starfleet. So he told his dad 2 days before he was supposed to ship out for the cello that he was joining Starfleet. And he said that his dad was pissed at the time, but he calmed down and he realized it was for the best. And O'Brien's saying that his dad's not a bad guy, he'll come around. Just be honest. Be honest. Say, Dad, I just want to sit around on my ass for the next 6 years. That's basically what he wants to do. So, Kira's with the on again, off again Vedic. They're talking about the 8th prophecy. So, Kira is saying that the way you can take a prophecy and show it means the exact opposite of the accepted meaning, and he says it means it's brilliant. And Kira says, no, it means it's infuriating. He follows spring ball religiously. Says, if you pardon the expression. Oh, they've got a Spring Ball Holosuite program. He says, let's go. Kira's happy to play Spring Ball. There were times that Kira has also said that she wouldn't be caught dead in a I wouldn't say a replicator, in a holodeck, but she has no problem now. So Odo's talking to the oldest one left in the colony. He's very proud of what they accomplished. So Odo wants to know why he's not concerned that his daughter is among the missing and it's a serious crisis. And this guy says there's nothing we can do about it, so why should I be upset? Odo says, you seem to be in a great deal of pain. And he says, I can see it in your eyes. Perhaps you'd like to sit here and rest. And the guy said, won't do much good. He's dying. Odo says he's sorry. The guy says, I've had a good life. Wish he could see his daughter once again. But if there's no more questions. And Odo says, actually, one more. One more question. How come no one ever leaves the village? I've never met anyone who's been outside the valley. He says, because nobody wants to travel. There's nowhere to go. And Odo says, how can you be sure? Have you ever left the valley? And the guy says, no. Odo says he asked some guy named Conius if they searched outside the valley. And he looked surprised. He's like, no, they never thought of it. And this guy guarantees there are no missing people outside the valley. He's absolutely sure nobody leaves the valley. Because Odo said where they come from, they'd search the whole countryside for missing people. The old man is eating the people, says Cinnabon. Rock's odds is bird of prey. Didn't we see O'Brien play the cello in Tenfo during a concert? Did we? We might have, in which case I got to give props to the writers for remembering that, because I didn't. Cinnabon says that's why Jake ends up an orphan, bird of prey. So the girl said some story and said that the changeling in the story wasn't very smart. So the girl's trying to get Odo to show him he can change into a loaf of bread. And he said, if I change into a loaf of bread, you'll eat me. No. So that tree is the furthest they've ever been from the village. So they tell the girl to stay back, and Odo and Dax go forward. What tricorder is she using? Oh, it must be. It's a tricorder from the village. Why aren't they using Federation tricorder? So it disappeared just after they went past the bushes. So they tell her not to come any closer, and she sticks out her arm, and her arm disappears. And she brings it back, and her arm comes back. Odo realizes the problem now. They're all holograms! They're all holograms! So they are all sentient holograms. So now Dax has figured it out. She's like, I think I figured it out. It'd be easier to show it to you than explain it to you. And he asks for his coat. She says, stand back. She's like, this is going to take a minute. I don't want to make a mistake. And she made the coat disappear. He's like, that's my favorite cloak. Not coat. Cloak. Cloak. And she made it come back. Now he's afraid to touch it. Even though if he was familiar with transporter technology, which admitted this is not transporter technology. So now he's saying, did they use the reactor to transport the victims away? No, it's not a transporter. It uses an Omicron field to form physical objects. He doesn't get it. He's like, what does this have to do with... He doesn't... What does it have to do with missing people? She says, the people are made out of Omicron particles too. And he says, you mean they're holograms? And she's saying, this thing is breaking down, and that's why people are disappearing. This guy says, these victims were my friends. One was my nephew. And Dax says, everybody in this village is a holographic projection. Odo saying, listen to her. I know it's difficult to accept. It's going to take a lot more than a vanishing cloak to make me believe I'm a hologram. He's got proof. The holographic field ends just outside the village. And the girl tried to reach past the edge. Her arm disappeared. It came back once she pulled her arm in. So I want to know where this happens. So they're going to have to go show this guy. If he sticks his arm out, it's going to disappear. Rock Solid says Odo can see the guy's pain as he's Cybok now. Sci-Fi Nation's Bird of Prey, that would be a horrible death. Exploded inside out by a changeling when it shape shifts back. Or one heck of a poop. Yeah. Stromore says it's a plot quarter. Yes, it is. They needed to use it for the plot, so they'll use the alien technology for unknown reasons, Rock Solid says Bird of Prey confirmed O'Brien can also be seen playing the cello as part of Data's string quartet in the early TNG episode, The Ensigns of Command. Well, you know what? Hats off to the writers for picking up on the fact that O'Brien was a cello player, but it does not make up for the fact that a guy who was freaked out by transporter technology a minute and a half later said scanning for transporter activity was the literal first thing he did. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make up for it. Okay? It's like a nice little cookie. Oh, here's a cookie. But you just stole my 3-course dinner that was lobster and steak, and you're giving me a cookie. No. I'm not going to thank you for this cookie. I want my lobster and my steak back. Then we can talk about the cookie. Keep your stupid cookie. Oh, Quark. So now we find out that this Vedic being on the station was all Quark's doing. And so now Kira runs out on him and says, now I know the reason you're really here. Quark orchestrated it all. Quark did it to keep Kira busy. So this guy says, calm down. So they don't even believe it. Even though they've been to the edge of the field, they don't believe that they're holograms. And how come we never learned of this before? He noticed it because none of you ever left the valley. They were programmed so we wouldn't learn the truth. So they have to shut down the system, and the old guy's looking. And if they can fix the machine, they hope they can bring back the missing people. And the old guy says, but what if you turn off the projector and you can't bring it back online? And Jadzia says, then everybody will cease to exist. And Jadzia says, listen, you're just a few months away from total failure anyway. At least this way you have a chance to go on living. So the old guy says, we can't go on living like this. We should let her shut it down. So they settled, and the little girl's so happy to see her mother soon. And she tells Odo, his face isn't so scary once you get used to it. The greatest compliment one can receive. Your face isn't so scary once you get used to it. So, Dax turns off the thing and we get the big reveal. Not only were all the people fake, so was all the hardware. And the old guy is the only one that's actually alive. He says, don't look so surprised. I'm as real as you are. So now we get the real story. Until the Dominion came in. He had to leave when the Dominion came in. He came here. He used a hollow generator to recreate everything he had lost. And he lived in this village for the last 30 years. People married, have children, grow old. Some have even died. But they lived their whole lives never knowing they were holograms. But he says it's over. And he'd appreciate if they would take him back to a Derek Prime. He says, what about the villagers? What about the granddaughter? And the guy's like, they're not real. They're holograms. Odo's like, well, maybe by our definition, but they're still people. Wesley says, Bird of Prey 5, your face is like Odo's. It isn't so scary once we get used to it. I knew that one was coming. Thank you. Thank you, Wesley. A Cinnabon says, Bird of Prey, it's only kind of melty looking. Oh, wow, isn't that great? Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, how about hats off to me for remembering? Yes, Rock Solid. Even better. Hats off to Rock Solid for remembering such an obscure fact that O'Brien played the cello in multiple TNG episodes. It's not something I ever would have remembered. Agner says, Bird of Prey, your episodes runs faster than the one on my Netflix. It keeps getting ahead of me. Oh, I'm sorry about that. That's weird. Has it happened before? I mean, we've been doing this for a while. Has this happened before? Oh. So now the guy loves her. And she loves you. So they've convinced Odo that she's real. Don't you see that she's real? They're all real. And you can't turn your back on them now. Actor says it hasn't happened before. Then I'm going to guess... I didn't do anything different for this. I'm going to guess it was just... an odd occurrence, Hector, and hopefully it won't happen next time. So Jake is talking to Commander Sisko now, and he's going to come clean, I think. He doesn't want to join Starfleet Academy. And Aberjam thinks he found a safe version of the anthem. Details on Discord. Very cool, Aberjam. I'll take a look after this. And so Sisko's like, since when don't you want to join Starfleet? And Jake says, since forever. He says, does it make any sense? And Sisko says, perfect sense. He says, it's your life, Jake. You got to choose what you want to do. There's only one thing I want from you. Find something you love. Then do it the best you can. Aw, such great advice. Such great advice from a great TV dad. Says you make the old man proud. We got a blue alien drinking. Quark is running around trying to serve people like he doesn't have his own wait staff. And Kira comes and says, hello, Quark. And he says, what do I owe this unexpected pleasure? So Kira says, we caught your cousin trying to slip back onto the station. And they stolen stuff from Cardassia 5. Kira just wished he could have caught the two of them together. So, Kira said Brylar Rit encouraged him to invite Bareil on the station. So Kira just wanted to thank Quark. He found her. She found him very diverting, but thanks him for getting him on the station. And now they go and they walk hand in hand down the promenade. Quark says, not diverting enough. Oh, he's kind of pissed. He lost out on this deal. Also a little pissed his cousin went to jail. Would Bajorans really care about Ferengi stealing from Cardassians, though? I mean, that really doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. Thomas Bott says, Bird of Prey, Sisko should punch Jake. Why should he punch Jake? So the guy took the place he was at when they shut it off, and they turned it back on, and everybody's back. The kid's looking for her mother. 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 There she is. They found the mother. All the missing colonists are back. And now they can all talk about what it's going to be to live as holograms. We've upgraded the memory core. Nobody's going to be disappearing now. This guy says we're just going to have to get used to the fact we're holograms. He's like, I wonder who created all this. Odo says, whoever it was did a fine job. He's like, they did, didn't they? So I hope Odo comes by to see them again. So we don't get many visitors. Of course, Odo will never come back. And the girl says, Odo, my mother's back. And no, you're leaving. I was like, I'm afraid so. And she's like, I'll miss you. And they're gonna blow the entire season's effects budget on the next scene. The girl says, thank you for bringing my mother back, and I hope you find your parents too. Very touching stuff. Tugging at the heartstrings. He says, thank you. He starts to walk away. And then he says her name, if I remember. He stops. He turns. He says, Taya. And he spins himself into some type of top. Like a toy, a spinning toy. And the girl is clapping. Yay! And he comes back up. And Judge Zia calls for the runabout tomb to beam up. So he got some claps. He got some claps from a little girl. Some applause. He got some applause from a little girl. And that was it. Beam us out. Episode over. We did our good deed for the day. We saved an entire civilization of holograms that will never come back to bite us in the butt. Yeah, Jake does work with O'Brien. I don't think he wants to give up the job with O'Brien. He just doesn't want to go into Starfleet. Alexander says, hi, Bird of Prey. Where are all your she-male friends? There are no she-males here, Alexander. John Street says, I finally got my computer running again so Bird of Prey can start over or do another episode. Well, I'm not starting over nor doing another episode today, but next Wednesday, you could come and join us for episode 17. I'm not sure what it is, but whatever it is, we will have fun doing it. Season 2, episode 17 next week, 1 week from today. I hope. All things. You can never be sure. How do we know Bird isn't a hologram? I don't know. How do we know we're not all holograms? Kronos says Jake is my least favorite character. Wow. Poor Jake, huh? You like Molly better? And Yoshi? You like Yoshi better than Jake? And Nog? Jake, really? There's a lot of characters. Wow. What did Jake ever do to you, Kronos? Joseph says, Bird of Prey, how about Orville rewatch sessions? It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, although we'd have to bump some other show. Well, what do we got? We got 26 episodes of the Orville in total. So we're looking at 6 months of Orville shows. So even if we started it soon, we would likely be done with the Orville rewatches before we get season 3 of the Orville. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I might be too soon. I don't know. I'm not sure what other show I'd want to give up. You know, maybe like a Tuesday or a Thursday stream to do Orville. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad, but I would love watching Orville again, but we'll see. We'll see what people want. Dan 23 says, Bird of Prey, Odo doesn't have parents, just the Great Link. Oh, we're not 100% sure how that works. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, we will support you to get your Rose Tico series. Alexander, I don't know when I became associated with this Rose Tico series. I mean, I'm not against the Rose Tico series, but I don't ever remember saying I wanted one. Wesley Bird of Prey, someone like Keiko more than Jake. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't hate Keiko. I don't hate any character. How is Jake your least favorite character when there's Kai Wynn? Kai Wynn I hate. I hate the character of Kai Wynn. Okay? Hate her. So how can you tell me that Jake is less liked by you than Kai Wynn? Kai Wynn is the character that everyone was made to hate. Okay? I mean, you don't even have to hate Gul Dukat, even though he's an evil bastard at the end. But Kai Wynn is just so... I mean, there's nobody who likes Kai Wynn. I can't imagine. I mean, I imagine there's a lot of people who think Gul Dukat did nothing wrong. But I can't imagine that there's anybody out there who says, oh yeah, Kai Wynn. She was so stunning and brave. She was such a role model. I really loved her. No, nobody says that about Kai Wynn. Kai Wynn is easily the most terrible character in Deep Space Nine, and she's designed to be the lightning rod for your hate. How do you say that Jake is worse than Kai Wynn? I'm hoping you just didn't think of Kai Wynn because she was out of your mind. But Trek Game 5, I like Nog better than Jake. You know, I do too. If you're going to put them together, Nog has a better story. But I still don't hate Jake. Dan23 Bird of Prey, it's a spinning top toy. Well, it was. Kronos' Bird of Prey, Playing God is the next episode in DS9. Okay. And number one sci-fi says Kai Wynn for the win. Now, Kai Wynn for the win, meaning the worst character or the best character, number one sci-fi. Dan23's a Bird of Prey, the next episode is Playing God. Thank you. Michael Crawford, who the hell is Michael Crawford? Says, hey, big news, everyone. If this was Anti-Tracker, he'd said, good news, everyone. Michael Crawford, what is this big news? And why should we believe that you're the real Michael Crawford? I'm suspecting that this is Michael Crawford, the real estate agent. Joseph says, Michael Crawford, wow. Dan23 says, the next episode is Playing God. Thank you. Wesley says, Michael Crawford, you are fake news. Michael Crawford says, oh crap. What is a Michael Crawford, says Kronos. Okay, Michael Crawford, you're leaving us in suspense. Oh, okay, Anti-Tracker. Anti-Tracker's here. Fixed. Big news, says Anti-Tracker. Okay, Anti-Tracker, do you want to break it live? Mead has been postponed. Oh no, Mead has been postponed. Till when? Indefinitely? We will be... Midnight's Edge After Dark. Anti-Trigger says, we will be meeting at 9:30 p.m. Central rather than 6. So Mead is at 9:30 p.m. Central. 9:30 Central. That means 10:30 Eastern. Which means an hour after I'm asleep. So, Anti-Trigger, does that mean that it's still... When you say we, do you mean we being Mead? Or we being you, and you're going to do your own live stream. So should people be looking for a live stream on Anti-Tracker channel, or a live stream on Mead, Midnight's Edge After Dark? Oh, and they're going to have a special guest, Doomcock. Oh, now I got to stay up. Now I've got to stay up. And Anti-Trigger says, that's right, me and Doomcock on Mead tonight. Track 9 says, for FFS, I will be missing Mead. And Track 95 says, damn you, Anti-Tracker. I think they're going to, bump Anti-Tracker. I don't think they told him yet. They're like, oh, we're getting Doomcock. Doomcock will probably call Gary. Gary will say, yeah, I'll come on too. So they're going to have to bump somebody. So Anti-Tracker's going to get bumped. Kronos says, Doomcock hates my guts. I'll be there. He doesn't hate you guts. He just, I don't know what happened with you guys. Dan says, Bird of Prey, London's underground station, Piccadilly Circus, renamed Piccadilly ahead of new Star Trek series. Well, they should do something for him. He's so British. Although Boris Johnson should put a block to it, since obviously he hates Boris Johnson. Wesley says Doomcock is a jerk. No, Wesley, Doomcock's not a jerk. He's just misunderstood. He's a supervillain. He's not supposed to be a nice guy. He's a supervillain. Joseph says 3:30 a.m. for me, so no chance. You can watch it in the morning, Joseph. And Anti-Trigger says, no, Tom just asked me to be ready. Okay, Anti-Trigger. So this is it. This is the battle. Anti-Trigger versus Doomcock. Live on Mead at 9:30 Central. Why does it have to be so late? Why does it have to be so goddamn late, Anti-Trigger? Huh? Take a nap now. Anti-Trigger says, we're going to have some fun. Me and Doomcock are going to fight, no doubt. I'm sure it will be a blast. Oh, Mom O'Prey is asking, what type of flowers do you want at your funeral? I couldn't make that up. Oh my God, Mom O'Prey's on Doomcock's side. She's like, you don't have a chance against Doomcock. Gary, you might have a chance against, not Doomcock. Oh, Mom O'Prey, tell us what you really think.
I mean, if you and Anti-Tracker were having a race,
yes,
he'd beat you.
If me and Anti-Tracker were having a race, Anti-Tracker would beat me. That's true.
That's hands down.
Presumably.
Right, hands down. But it's Doomcock.
But it's Doomcock. Oh, Mom O'Prey is a secret legionnaire.
It's not secret.
It's not a secret. She's like, it's not a secret.
I like the way he sings.
She likes the way Doomcock sings. Alexander says Doomcock. It's a guy with a genital gangrene. No. Number one sci-fi Bird of Prey, Kai Wynn is the win for the worst DS9 character. Absolutely. Kai Wynn, the character that was made to be hated. Wesley crushes Bird of Prey. Mom O'Prey said it's your nap time. And Chrono says, I would recommend Pansies. Josh Street says, what? Mom O'Prey putting out a hit? No. Anti-Trigger says, tell Mom O'Prey not to count me out. I can be feisty when I need to. And he's also a Legionnaire. Anti-Trigger says, Doomcock asked for the time change. I'm sure he did. He prefers the night. That's when he gets his greatest powers, is at the night, Anti-Trigger.
I'll tell Anti-Tracker. I hope I'm wrong, but...
Mom O'Prey hopes she's wrong, but she thinks he's gonna trounce you. Kronos says Jake is still the worst in his opinion. Wow. So you're saying you hate Jake more than you hate Kai Wynn. I am shocked, Kronos. I can only assume it's because you're racist. Joseph says Legionnaire. No, not a Legionnaire. A Legionnaire, yes. Although technically I'm not a Legionnaire, although he calls me a Legionnaire. He calls everybody, oh, he's one of my Legionnaires. He's one of my Legionnaires. But the Legionnaires are the people who will give $12 a month, I think, on Patreon. Where I'm one level below that. I'm the $6 a month Patreon. I think I'm a villain. But he calls us all Legionnaires. So. Wesley hates Keiko the most. Come on, people. Why do you hate Keiko? I mean, granted, she's not the most charismatic character, but I don't hate her. Kronos says, son of a bitch. Anti-Trigger says he may have the power of the night, but I have the power of the poop. And while some people are afraid of the night, everyone poops. Wah ha 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 ha. Wow, Anti-Trigger. Wow, and okay, 9:30. Okay, so this is it, guys. 9:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, Midnight's Edge After Dark, the poop and the doom collide. Once and for all, winner take all. Winner gets mead. That's it. It's all going to happen tonight. Anti-Trigger says, I want all you guys there. Anti-Trigger, if I'm there, Mama prays on Doomcock's side. Thomas says, Dear Bop. I'll check my Dear Bops in case Anti-Trigger is looking for advice on how to handle tonight, which I'll get back to him privately if he is. A Doom Pop. Oh boy. Wesley says, I will be there. Wesley says 7:30 West Coast. Yeah, West Coast gets it easy. All the good stuff comes on early in the West Coast.
Should we set Alexa?
Oh, we said Alexa. No, cancel Alexa. I will try to be there. I cancel. I will try to be there. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see. Kronos says, is there a tale today? No, Kronos. Mom Prey just went outside, so I will probably have to end the stream before she gets back. Dan23 says, Picard show says, but it's the mystery of potential legacy left by Data, who sacrificed his life in Nemesis, that sets the story in motion. So I read an article or something today, that said, Kurtzman said, when you think of Picard, you think of Data and the Borg. He says that's just what everybody thinks about. When the first thing you think about when you think of Captain Picard is his relationship with Data and the Borg. And based on that is what they based the Picard story on, and that's why Data and the Borg have to be in Picard. Because everybody thinks Picard is synonymous with Data and the Borg. I would disagree. Also, just a heads up, despite what it looks like in the trailers, this isn't a spoiler, Jerry Ryan put this out there. Despite what it looks like in the trailers, 7 of 9 and Picard have never met in person before they meet in Star Trek Picard. Their meeting in Picard will be the first time they meet. They know each other by reputation only, and Jerry Ryan does not like Picard. Jerry Ryan blames Picard for the whole situation that the galaxy is in. Apparently, at the start of Picard, the galaxy is messed up. The Federation is all effed up. The shit has hit the fan. And the whole galaxy is falling apart. And 7 of 9 blames Picard for the galaxy being in the way it is, in the situation it is, even though he's long retired. So, that was the latest info I got on Picard. It's out there if you're reading what's going on. Those aren't leaks. Those are just stuff they're putting out there. Keely Chow says, hey everybody, and we got up to 29 people, and I got a donation, $10. Wow, okay, Kronos. Mama pray tale now. Well, can you think of something quick? When you can? Yeah. When you're done texting. Yeah, finish texting. When you're finished texting. Okay, Kronos. We'll try. We'll figure something out. There were some tales I was thinking of the other day. Dan23 says the first thing I think about when someone says Captain Picard is the D or the E. Yes. Is the Enterprise, honor, duty, the Prime Directive, Beverly. Okay, if you saw Nemesis, you would say Beverly, his aromatic syndrome, Q. I would associate Picard with Q before I associated Picard with the Borg. Yes, the Borg were a big thing, and he was a Borg, but what was he a Borg for? A day? He was a Borg for a day. 7 of 9 was a Borg for like 15 years. And you was a Borg for God knows how long. And there's like, oh, well, Picard has a lot in common with 7 of 9 because they were both Borgified. He was a Borg for a day. Okay? And they were able to remove everything from his face. The people who were really Borgs, they kept metal. They have metal around their eyes because I guess even in the future, even 20 years after, 30 years after Best of Both Worlds, they still don't have the technology or the know-how to remove the very last of those Borg implants. Only Captain Picard was lucky enough to have his Borg implants completely removed. No, she's texting Sissopray, not Doomcock. Checking if Bird of Prey, what does Mamo Prey like most about Doomcock? She likes his singing. She enjoys when I listen to his Friday night show over the weekend. She enjoys his singing. Mr. Miles says first, okay, I'm taking the camera off so Mamo Prey can come over and tell her tale or whatever she wants. You want to give me the phone in case Sissopray answers? Okay. Okay, camera's off. Microphone is yours.
Good evening, all. Hi, guys. This conversation, short conversation, Bird was explaining why I like Doomcock. But brought to mind a story, and I'm going back many, many years to the time in my life, I would say the year before and the year after my mother passed away. So I was between 4 and 6 years old. We lived in a 2-family house. My grandparents and my single uncle lived downstairs, and I lived upstairs with my mother, father, brother, and sister. Though my sister actually had gotten married already, so it was just my brother and me. But I remember we had a big extended family in the neighborhood. It seemed like all my mother's sisters and brothers lived within blocks, walking distance. So the house, especially downstairs by my grandparents, was always busy. None of the women in the family drove, and they were always like Sunday dinner was everybody with their families, and I just remember being a nice, warm, happy environment. But my one uncle, the one that lived downstairs, I didn't realize it at the time. It was only later that I realized after work he would stop at the neighborhood bar for a drink or two, and then he'd come home. And when he came home, he loved to sing. Now I'm saying this is mid-50s, so the songs that he sung were a lot of the ones that Doomcock can sing because they're public domain, they're that old. And when I hear him sing, it just brings back such a nice time in my life. A nice, happy family. I was a little kid. My cousins came every Sunday, and my uncle sang, and after dinner on Sunday, my other uncle joined him, and sometimes my grandfather. And when I hear Doomcock sing, that's what it reminds me of. And though, of course, I don't know Doomcock at all. Anti-Trekker, of course, I feel like I do know you, Michael. But do I think, it depends on what you're going to argue about. But I can't say I don't like Doomcock. I mean, I like you too. But I'm rooting for you tonight. Unless Doomcock starts singing, then he might win me over again. All right, guys. Got to go back to texting Sister O'Prey. Take care. Thanks for listening.
It's very nice that Mama Prey. Doomcock brings back one of the few bright times in Mama Prey's early childhood. So yeah, she's told me that, and I can't imagine. I mean, I didn't have uncles that would come and sing or anything. My uncles would come and we'd burn G.I. Joe men and run in the forest playing Rambo.
But you had a grandfather that recorded everything.
Oh yes, my grandfather would record everything. I have tons and tons of videos of my grandfather recording all types of things. Well, and then my uncle started recording things too. And the trigger says, Mama Prey, let me be clear. I love Doomcock. But we are friends. This is not a fight of enemies, but a friendly battle among friends. And Uncle Remus says, hail Doomcock. Yeah, no,
I know.
we realize it's not about enemies. It's teasing. But if there was a boat sinking and Mama Prey only had one extra life vest,
I didn't say that.
No, she didn't. I'm saying it. And it was Anti-Tracker and Doomcock on the boat.
I have to say that.
Mama Prey would take both with her and used it for her keep her legs up out of the water. No, she'd save Anti-Tracker.
I would say that.
Oh, she would save you, Anti-Tracker.
Because.
I know, we know.
Doomcock's done a lot for me, remembering, but Anti-Tracker has done a lot for you.
Right, okay.
More
There you go. You see, Anti-Tracker, you would get the life vest. The last life vest on board, you would get it.
Unless Sassy didn't have one.
Oh, we were assuming Sassy wasn't on the boat. If Sassy was on the boat and Auntie were on the boat, then they would share the life vest. Roxodds is Bird of Prey. The only person Anti-Trigger hates is me. Sci-Fi Nation Bird of Prey. Anti-Trigger doesn't need a life vest. Everyone knows that turds float. And Rock Solid did correctly point out that Janeway, Taurus, and Tuvok all had their Borg bits completely removed. Damn, Rock Solid, you are a goddamn encyclopedia of obscure Trek knowledge. I love it. Josh Reed says, Sunday, the big epic battle between the evil god dictator Doomcock versus Bird of Prey 5. No, I'm not going up against Doomcock, at least not that I know of, for anything. Alexander would sink. Yeah, sorry, Alexander. But hey, maybe Aunt May is underneath the waves as a mermaid, naked. Rock Solid says, don't hobbits float. Let's hope so. Uncle Remus says, game night yet? No, it's not game night, Uncle Remus. In fact, this is the end of the stream. So I want to thank you guys all for hanging out with me, and thank you for Anti-Tracker for giving us the big updated news that tonight Mead has been pushed back to 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 Central, and that Anti-Tracker and Doomcock will both be on Mead tonight. And Anti-Tracker asks that we be there for him. So, yes, it's very cool. I'm looking forward to it. And next week, we'll be back to another Deep Space Nine episode. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I will be on at some point, and we'll go from there. Rock Solid says, so I got Miles playing the cello in TNG and Voyager, crew getting Borg bits removed. Bird of Prey, yes. Sci-Fi Bird of Prey, great stream as always. Bud, live long, and alpaca, everyone. And Sci-Fi Nation, I did watch your stream, that you did a stream overnight, last night. And Vile Mike did a stream last night over Mike. Vile Mike did a stream overnight as well. And Vile Mike, if you ever hear this, happy birthday to the Vile child, to Caddy. She turned 16 today. Congratulations. And we hope for more of those Star Trek reviews real soon. Real soon. Will I be awake? I'm going to try to be, Uncle Remus. I'm going to try to be. I can't promise. Josh Reed, how much is Anti-Trigger going to pay us to show up tonight? You have to discuss it with him. And Rock Solid wants Dear Bops. I can't do Dear Bops on a Deep Space Nine stream, Rock Solid. The keywords. There's not enough keywords. Blame the keywords. Anyway, guys, Qapla All. Take it. What's the matter, Dan23? Oh, it was a smile. I thought it was a sad face. I was worried. Sci-Fi Nations and Bird of Prey. Vance will be on Axonar Comics channel tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Oh, that's still an hour and a half before Anti-Trekker, so should be plenty of time. Qapla All. Take care. Good night. And remember tonight, 10:30 Eastern, Mead, Anti-Trekker, Doomcock, be there. Don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPrey5.com, the new home of everything BirdoPrey5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPrey5 or on BirdoPrey5.com. Take care.